Hi, Joe.
Hi.
That was a fantastic set.
Thank you.
I am going to start off with a hard-hitting question right away. Where did you learn to sing like that?
I always loved singing. I know everyone says that, but I want to say my first real experience with it was probably in church, which is funny. Yeah, I grew up Catholic. I was singing in the church pews. My choir teacher was like, "You got to come with me."
Was there any music kind of going on at home that sort of inspired you, or did you really get a lot of your chops kind of from church and the choir?
My dad loved music, and my pappy, my grandpa, was a traveling musician. Actually, he was a truck driver, and he would play at truck stops with his guitar. So he gave me his guitar, and my dad would just blast records, and we'd like dance around. And I feel like I just loved music so young. I don't know, it's just ingrained in my life, I guess.
When did you start to kind of play with a band? What was your sort of introduction to that?
My sister and I were like super close growing up, like meshed together in a lot of ways. And she is a very talented musician also. So we grew up like harmonizing a lot. I feel like whenever we got home, we would just play guitar and like loop guitar and sing. And so we'd play a lot in the San Diego music scene, just with whoever would let us play. And I moved to Providence and found super talented musicians. So this is my first like my band, which is really exciting. But I've always kind of played with other people. I feel like the music is like you have to do it with other people. It's no fun alone.
So you grew up on the West Coast, is that what I'm hearing?
I was born outside of Philly, but my family moved to San Diego when I was pretty young. So I have like a little bit of both influences, I guess, like East and West Coast.
So I'm wondering, what are some of the differences between the music scenes on the West Coast and on the East Coast that you're noticing?
I don't want to sound too jaded. I have to be careful. I feel like I'll say Providence is affordable for musicians still, for the most part, you know, in this like world that's getting increasingly more expensive. And it's really hard in San Diego or Los Angeles to like afford spaces to play. So like you can't make a ton of noise, I mean, as musicians, which is like the thing we're supposed to do. So here, there are still mill buildings left where, you know, at like midnight, you could be slamming on your guitar. And the coolest part about that is that someone is right next door doing the same thing, and they hear you play and you hear them play. And that's just like an organic community that exists, like without social media, without anything. Like you're making real life connections with your music. And that, I guess I didn't experience that in San Diego. It's expensive, you know, you can't pay for rent and gas and a music space. So I feel like already you kind of have more opportunity here to make music, I guess, in my experience.
I feel like the music I heard today, the band sounds very 90s to me, I guess, a lot of 90s rock influences,
Yeah.
But your vocal style is just so unique. What are some of the comparisons you've gotten?
I get Angel Olsen from time to time, who I love Angel Olsen, and Julia Jacqueline from time to time. I love Julia Jacqueline. And then some 90s, I get some like Liz Phair here and there, which it's a huge compliment. We gravitated towards beach goth, like that kind of music scene. I remember seeing Boy Genius like first round out, and I was like amazed that women could just like, I don't know, take up so much of the stage. Yeah, I feel like, I'll say, growing up, a lot of the music I was listening to was male-centric, just accidentally, it wasn't on purpose. And I just like loved the Virgins, the Strokes, like this like dirty early 2000s, like late 90s sound. And sometimes I try to emulate those male vocals, but you know, I'm a woman. So I feel like for the longest time, like struggled with that, like insecurity, almost like, you know, I don't know how to describe it, but watching women rock on stage, like, oh my God, it changed my perspective. Watching a woman on stage with just a guitar sing and like capture people's attention, like I didn't know that was possible, I guess, which is crazy. So like very liberating and very rewarding it feels good. It feels like I'm taking up the space I was afraid to take up for a very long time. So it's nice.
Well, Joe, thank you so much for sitting down and chatting with us and playing a few songs earlier. It was really an amazing performance.
Thank you. Thank you guys for having me. This was so cool.
Sure.
Ta-dum.